Welcome to Tasteful Tech. This is the second part of my gaming setup upgrade. If you haven't seen the first part, then click here, I think it is. So anyway, we've got quite a bit to get through. First of all, I went out and bought myself a KVM switch, since that I'm going to be using my MacBook and my gaming PC on the same setup behind me. And I've also got a projector as well as another light. Yes, I know, another light in this room. But there is a reason for it, and I'll show you it in a second. One of my plans is to have a dual setup. Now basically my MacBook and my PC are going to be using the same two monitors. However, I have got another setup for my MacBook only and work and stuff like that. But basically the second setup is going to be utilised only if I need to use the gaming computer for whichever reason, and it's just nice to have a separate setup anyway. However, if I am using my Asus monitors, my Asus, I think it's Asus monitors, then I will have 144Hz to play with, which is great. Yes, I'm not going to be gaming on my MacBook, however, it's just nice using 144Hz. If you use 144Hz to higher and you move from 60, I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so behind me, this is the new light that I purchased. I don't think you can see that just well at the moment, but essentially it's just a floor light and it's RGB. I can change colours, and that will help tremendously when my camera is there and it's pointing towards this way. It looks cool. This right here is the KVM switch. Did I say I had one before and it wasn't really working great? No, it wasn't really a great one I had before. The devices kept the power of the devices just kept cutting out, and it was annoying. So anyway, we got this one from Amazon, and it looks to be good. The reviews look to be all well and great. So essentially what we've got here is we have 4 USB-A ports, a power port which is important. The other one didn't have a power port, it was solely powered off the same cable, providing data and power, which is probably not the best idea. On the other side we have the 2 USB ports to then, well, connect to 2 computers to, as well as some IR receiver for the remote, a select button which not really going to be used, and oh yeah, I think this also comes with like an external IR receiver in case it's in a weird location. Anyway, it was around £30, which is great value for money. Also, you may have noticed the quality has changed. Hopefully you've noticed anyway. That is because I've upgraded my camera setup. Instead of using my iPhone to record the videos, which is quite decent, don't get me wrong, I'm using the Sony A7 III, which seems to be quite a good camera at the moment. I've got the stock, I can't even remember what the specifications of the lens I'm using right now, but it's the stock lens that it comes with. Although I did pick up a Sony f1.8 50mm lens, so we should get some nice crispy bokeh or background and stuff like that. So anyway, yes, back to the video. I've upgraded my microphone to a Logitech Blue Sonar. To be honest, it's probably quite a bit overkill. I'm glad I got the microphone, however I do think it's quite expensive, but the sound quality has been great, and that is going into my Scarlett X3 Mini or something along those lines. I can't remember what it's called or think of it off the top of my head, and I'm using the same microphone arm, which is great. It has some sort of contraption where if I move it and knock it, then it should significantly reduce anything like that, you know, the annoying noise. Anyway, so yes, very happy with those, and of course for the headphones I am using the Sony WMX 5000. These are Bluetooth headphones, but what's really nice about them is I can plug in a cable, which is very useful for this type of setup, and of course that's going into the DAC. which is mounted underneath the desk. However, the only downside is it's red and there's no black version. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be skinning this in a black carbon fiber wrap, which is, by the way, in case you did not know, it is the same carbon fiber wrap I'm using for my SATA SSDs and my PC, which you cannot see right now. Other setup upgrades is I now have a projector, and yes, I did not just rush out and buy one. This was actually the one I was using in my bedroom, but I thought it might be better utilized in here. And this is great. I think it's a Gimme, I cannot remember the name. I think it's something like that with Halo, and yes, it just goes onto that wall here. And the reason why I put it there is because, well, I can watch content and things like that on a bigger screen, but also I was thinking about picking up a Tasteful Tech logo to put on the wall for the background of the videos, but I thought, well, I've got this projector, I could try and sort of experiment and see if it could work for different backgrounds and things like that. Also behind, I have a floor light, and this is really good actually. It's quite tall. It's not a Govee one, however, it's one I found on Amazon. Again, all of the setup I'll leave a link in the description for, and you can check it out on my website as well, which is tasteful.tech. I'll leave that in the bio. So this is great. It's RGB, can control it with Alexa, voice assistant, home assistant, I think, potentially, although I haven't tried it yet. Basically it's RGB and it can change the colour, and I got that instead of another Govee Glide, which, don't get me wrong, Govee Glides are great. However, I thought this was a bit more versatile since I could move this where I want it to be. So if I was shooting a video over here, then the light could be on the floor and I have a bit of like a, you know, different sort of ambience light on the second half of my face or something like that. This is there for now, given that when the camera is on that mount there, facing this way, then, you know, it does the same thing, which is great. I've also got an upgraded webcam, or a webcam I should say, on this setup, and this was kindly sent out from Rockware, so shout out to Rockware. So this is the Rockware RC08 webcam. I'll be making a more in-depth video on this very soon, and yeah, I think that is all of the upgrades for now. Yes, this is me being very lazy by not wanting to take this signum rack off fully. Ow. Okay, so I finally finished the cable management and I had to do other stuff beforehand, so I had to come back and finish it, and I think it looks great. So this is what the end result looks like, and yeah, I think it's a decent job considering the amount of cables and things involved. And the KVM switch is there, and you can barely see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's that blue light just there. It comes with this handy remote, which is great. That means I can switch between two of the computers. At the moment, I've got my MacBook on, since that computer is so loud for some reason. I need to find some fans that are just quieter, or a better microphone. I don't know, but it's 24 past 2 in the morning, which actually is meant to be 24 past 1 in the morning. The clocks go forwards in the UK. But anyway, enough of that. I forgot to show you the projector in action. So right now we've got this set up and ready, and if I just press play, so basically that's going to be the backdrop of the video, and I personally think it looks quite good. I've also got another one that could be quite cool. I'm not quite sure, but I thought that's quite a cool idea. It has been a few days since I recorded the last section, however the Warlord has finally arrived, and also I picked up something that would potentially improve my workflow and yeah, just make things much easier, since I do a lot of recording on OBS, or I guess at least I kind of plan to some degree. So right here is a package I've been waiting for, and this should look absolutely amazing. So what I plan to do with this is put this on that wall to fill it in a bit, and to also make it look good and presentable as well, and minimalistic. I guess that's the sort of theme I'm going for this particular setup. Okay, so what I was thinking of, is having them side by side there, and I did get some, where was it, command strip tape, but to be honest, I don't know how well this will be at holding this up, so I guess we'll just give it a try anyway. Now it did say in the product description that it could be held up with something like this, so I don't know, why not give it a go. So I know it's a bit messy, but I quite like it. I think it just adds something that was missing before. We'll turn off the studio light, and there we go. I think that looks really good. And it'll look a bit better in the daytime as well. Okay, so we've got this box from Amazon, and basically what I got is an Elgato Stream Deck. Now yes, I know they're fairly common, however, to be honest, I wasn't even planning on getting one of these at all. I never thought, oh, I'll have one of these in my setup, but I just thought it'll just make things much easier when I have OBS and all of these various recording situations going on. So I guess we'll unbox it. And yeah, I haven't really done much research on this, by the way. I guess it's just more like I heard that they're good, and you know, a lot of YouTubers use them, streamers as well. I just thought, why not? Oops. So here it is. It's actually, I don't know, a bit smaller than what I anticipated, which is a good thing. And I guess this is the stand here. I wonder if it's removable. It is. Okay, that's brilliant. Magnetic as well, which is quite nice. Right, I think what I'll do for now is connect it into the USB port on there. Turn on the computer. We'll probably just put it in here for now. So it's been a few days I managed to play around with the Stream Deck, and I think it's really good. So at the moment I've got it set up to record and change scenes on OBS. Then below it the light controls this light above here, so it sets it to 40% and you can toggle it on and off, and that goes through Home Assistant, which is very nice. And below we've got Spotify controls, and of course I need to populate the other buttons as well, but that's all I got up to right now. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got the computer running and you can't hear it. And basically what I've done is I went into the BIOS and changed the fans to PWM mode, I think. And yeah, since doing that, the system only speeds up the fan when it really needs to, and it's a game changer. And yeah, my friend suggested that, so yeah, shout out to him. These hasn't fallen down yet, which is great, and that's looking quite good actually. Although I will be making one more video, I guess, in this sort of series, because I'm going to be getting rid of these two monitors, and I've ordered a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor at 144 Hz, and I think it'll just work so much better, and it'll make the setup look more symmetrical. And to be honest, I don't need this monitor configuration anymore for this particular setup. What this means is I should just be able to connect my MacBook with just one cable, excluding power, as I don't think this monitor supports USB-C power delivery. It doesn't have USB-C, I'll just be using DisplayPort USB-C. However, yeah, I think it'll be really cool. So stay tuned for that video, and yeah, we're just going to call it a day for this video. So let me know in the comments down below what you like about the setup and what would you improve, and I would appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, and do all the sort of fun stuff. Hit the bell notification, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.